Hello, welcome to Clutch My Pearls, the podcast where I, Emily, learn all about the smut that my friends are reading. As always, I'm joined with Vanessa and Barbara.
Hi.
Hi. Things are a little different today.
It's a very special episode.
There's an intruder.
There's a couple of intruders.
Yeah. We have a different type of episode today. We have an exclusive world premiere of a book that just came out on Kindle Unlimited. Mm-hmm. You're encouraged to go get it if you want to after you listen to this. And because it's so exclusive, we have the authors with us. This is the smut that your husband and his friend decided they would subject us to. Yes.
And now here we are with the smut that they wrote, and I have to present it, and
it's going to be great. I'm excited. It's going to be a learning experience. It's going to be world opening.
I'm glad this is a Barbara book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well,
we're not letting them talk until we get to the end. And because we don't have any 1-star reviews, which we normally would do, we're going to just chat with the authors for a little bit. But we put them on timeout because we're just going to do our usual.
Yes.
We're going to dive into this book.
Uh-huh.
Emily's going to learn a lot of things about her husband.
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to figure out, is this going to be stuff that he wants from me or from his co-writer?
Having read it, I would say definitely. Definitely your life is going to be different after this.
Ooh.
I don't want to be inappropriate, but yeah.
You know?
I was thinking this might be like a view into your bedroom.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I know. I hardly know anything about this book.
You know the title?
I know the title, but I couldn't pronounce it.
Barbara was so mad when she found out that we knew the title of the book and the pen name yesterday.
Yeah, I totally forgot that you sent it to me, and so of course you already knew it.
What is the title and the pen name?
Yeah, I already forgot it.
Okay, I think it's pronounced Celestial Glorbosis.
Okay. And it's written by...
excuse me, I'm not done. Celestial Glorbosis of Peace and Poimals.
Poimals. And peace.
Peace and Poimals. What does that mean? Couldn't tell you.
Oh.
Don't know what it means. Didn't really know how to pronounce it. Googled it, and all that really came up was this book. So, the author is Jace Hammercock.
Hell yeah.
I really love that name.
Jace
is a sexy name.
Yeah. Jace is a good book boyfriend name.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Jace Hammercock. I don't want to talk about
boyfriend.
this book.
No.
I do and I don't. Do you want to hear the synopsis?
Yes. Wait, page numbers. No, wait, synopsis after, whatever, doesn't matter.
This came out in 2024.
Oh,
yesterday.
Okay. Recent.
It's 13
off the presses.
13 pages.
Oh, nice. Are there actually 13 pages?
There are. I checked. There is a page.
You
9.
counted them.
Yeah, there is a page 9.
Join our heroes mid-adventure as they try and do their part to save the Earth the only way they know how, using the power of sexual healing. Will the mysterious and sexy alien race of Globalians? I don't know. The sexy alien race be able to help them in time, or is humanity's fate already sealed?
So mid-adventure. So we're coming in the middle of the season.
We are coming in the middle of this.
13 pages.
13 pages. It definitely sounds sci-fi, which I think you expected.
Yeah.
Sexual healing.
Sexual healing.
To
aliens.
save the world.
Save the world, yeah.
Earth.
That's how they're going to bring peace. Is through sexual healing.
Like Marvin Gaye?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What page do you think the first coming is on?
I'll say page 9.
I was going to say 10.
For the first time ever.
We nailed it.
We got it. It's page 9.
Wow.
We didn't ever come up with a prize for that, but of course it's this episode.
You know,
did you already read this? Did you
I
already know?
got it in it. No.
I didn't either, I swear.
No. I know nothing about it. I didn't want to.
Okay.
She doesn't believe us.
Okay, so they're mid-adventure. They need to bring peace. There's issues.
Mid-adventure. What is... Like they're cruising along. It
drops you right into the action.
Okay.
They didn't, world building.
Okay.
No one likes the first 4,000 pages of a fantasy book.
Okay.
They just go like, here it is.
That is why I hate space problems. And
that's why you hate space
sci-fi
problems?
is I don't like the world building shit. I'm like, let's just get to it.
We're on Earth. Does that help you in some way?
Okay, so this is Earth.
I believe so.
Sci-fi and Earth.
I'm not confident about any of my answers today, just so everybody is aware.
Saving the Earth through sexual healing. Are they going to be too late?
Oh.
See, but when you say mid-adventure, I'm thinking like the aliens are cruising by on an adventure, and then they're like, "Oh shit,
Pit
Earth
stop.
needs her."
Oh shit, on the way.
Yeah.
I'm stalling because I don't know how to say anybody else's names.
just mumble through it.
I always do. Always. What are you expecting? What are your fears? What are your hopes? What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be gross.
Yeah, I mean, most of the books that we read
Or by women.
we like because it's men written by women for women. So this is
Not that.
not that. This is definitely men.
Leonard Delaney.
Yeah, this is a Leonard Delaney level book.
If you enjoy this, check out our Conquered by Clippy or Kissing the Coronavirus episodes. Naturally, both Barbara books. So, guess that's my thing now.
Right. Okay, so what? Let's hear, what are the characters?
Do you want to know our main male character and our?
So the main is a male character.
I mean, there's a main male character. There's a
Okay.
female main character. There's an alien or two.
Are they human?
Yeah, our humans
main
are human.
people.
Our humans are
Okay,
human. Yeah.
Okay.
So the female main character is a human, and the male character is an alien.
This is a wide shoes.
Ooh.
You know, I like those.
Is anyone surprised? Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna say it. The main guy's name, Girthyll.
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 We got a silent nod from Jace or Hammercock, not sure which. Last name Weinerluge. Weinerluge.
God.
Girthyll Weinerluge.
I'm thinking of one of those ice luges where you get the shots,
Yeah.
but it's just a hot dog
Yes.
down the man bun.
Oh God. Okay.
The woman is named Gavalina. Gavalina Sploogery? Sploogery is the I'm
Nailed
being
it.
through charades. I'm being told it's Sploogery.
Splooges.
Uh-huh.
Gavarina?
Gavalina.
Oh, Gavalina.
Picture the name Gavin, but then Alina.
Yeah. I wonder who came up with that.
Who knows?
The Gavin part, huh?
Yeah. The aliens, as we know, are the Globulians. It doesn't matter. They are sexual pleasure aliens. Okay.
Oh, they're
So
from
that's like
Choosing
the-
Theo.
Yeah, that's like their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to husband school.
Speaking of, your husband has listened to every single episode, so I can't wait to interview the authors and ask them about which episodes specifically were inspirations for this. But the aliens, the sexual pleasure aliens, are here for the Earth Healing Initiative. They came down less than a month ago, and they said, hey, you have 2 years before there is utter annihilation because of humanity's destructive ways.
Okay. Believable.
Total, yeah.
Orgasms are the only thing that can help heal the earth.
Sexual healing.
Yeah.
Sexual healing.
Serotonin.
Yeah.
The United Nations is immediately on board going, wow, this is a big problem. And we are,
Ready
we're
to
gonna,
fuck.
yeah. So they renamed themselves the United Fuck Nations.
United UFF.
UFN.
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 Yeah.
UFN.
United Fuck Nations. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
The Globulian emissary who first came down and said like, hey, y'all gotta fuck, right?
Right.
Glormalium Protodongarian
Okay.
is his name. Don't worry about it. Not a huge presence in the book, but hell of a name. They clarified that the aliens don't really have first or last names. You have to say their full name every time.
Okay. And now,
I'm trying to build out the world for you guys.
do they describe what the aliens look like? Like, do they look like Mars Attack aliens?
She looks so upset.
Well, what about humans? Like, what do they look like?
No,
Great
what do the
question.
aliens look like?
I can't answer that right now, Vanessa. We're going to sidestep
Why?
Because
it.
it's going to come up later.
They do and they don't describe what they look like physically.
Like, who do we cast as the humans?
Great question. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Girthyll Weinerluge
Right.
is described as he cuts an impressive form. He's
That's a man.
Yes. that's
Gavalina
Girthyll.
is the
Gavalina's
girl.
The woman, of course.
Girthyll is a 6'3", dark tanned, sinewy, whatever, oil and cattle muscles because he is an Alabama, Texas, and oil man.
God.
Hey, where's your husband from?
He's from Alabama and
interesting.
Texas. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wait, this is an alien from Alabama?
No, this is a
Incorrect.
human.
I see how it's confusing because none of the names make any fucking sense, but this is a human.
I
Girthyll and Gavalina are humans.
He's from Alabama.
Okay.
And he's a oiled cattleman. So I'm going to picture.
Is there oil in Alabama?
Oh, he has a cowboy hat.
And he has a cowboy hat. I'm going to go ahead and picture Bobby from Dallas.
Oh, a Dallas shout out. Great.
Ready.
Great.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey? I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you
okay,
go.
I'll take it back.
It doesn't matter.
Thank you.
I just pictured a Texan and he has a cowboy hat. And
Yeah.
Someone not
I've
old
never seen Dallas.
would be great.
The character is Patrick Duffy from Step by Step. Did you ever watch that?
No, of course not.
If Barbara hasn't seen anything that we've
Except-
seen,
What's the devil movie with Brendan Fraser? Bedazzled.
Bedazzled.
she's seen that.
Yeah, so he could be the basketball player, or he could be the kind of like Rico Suave guy from the like Colombian drug lord.
Colombian drug lord. Yeah, that
Yes,
totally
yes.
works.
Okay.
So it's Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, in that specific scene.
Sounds like it is. Gavalina Sploogery. Sploogery? I already forgot how to say it. I'm trying to block out this as I go.
She's trying to disassociate.
She is described as strawberry blonde, petite, and boob heavy.
Boob heavy.
Like she's gonna fall over.
Yeah.
Boob heavy.
She's always like leaning forward.
Or leaning back.
Strawberry blonde.
I Googled strawberry blonde because I couldn't picture anything, and it just came up with redheads that had like light hair.
Yes.
Yeah,
what
that's
it
strawberry
is.
blonde.
Yeah.
As I said, yes, of course.
I guess Lindsay Lohan is like boob heavy.
She is
strawberry
boob heavy.
blonde.
You love
yeah.
Isla Fisher.
Yeah, she's great
Just
too.
like use your imagination, but she's short.
Mix it together. Yeah.
Mix it
Boob
together.
heavy.
Mix it up. Yeah.
I just imagine those like stick drawings with like really big boobs.
I think that's what the authors were envisioning as well.
I'm going to go ahead and say you're probably right.
Where they're just like huge
Is there a
tits.
cover for this book?
Yes. Download it to find out. No, it's like red sci-fi.
There's no drawings yet. We'll have to get Bat Dog to
Yeah.
read the book and get inspired.
You said
yeah, just really boob heavy.
Before we get to the smut, do you want to know some more about how it's dropped right into the mid-adventure?
Yeah, are they in the middle of a sentence? Is it that mid?
it's like and then.
Yeah.
Girthyll stared at the gorgeous, chesty woman in front of him. That's the first sentence.
Oh.
Drops you right in. Check
Right
out
there.
these boobs. Just done.
Yeah. Girthyll is like immediately tits.
He didn't even know her name, had only laid eyes on her for the first time moments ago. They'd both been led into the small circular room from different doors. Her boobs were the size of large boobs, the biggest kind.
I know how hard the authors worked on this. And I was gonna just try to have no icks.
Were you? Wait,
But
what?
I can't. or just not totally.
You thought that, spoiler,
I
two
would-
Geminis were going to give you no icks for a smut?
I thought that maybe I could be supportive.
You can be
kind.
supportive and still say, what?
But immediately, again, I just know how hard they worked on this.
Yeah, Emily hates large boobs. That's what we're hearing.
But just like immediately, like they're in a room, tits huge.
Tits huge.
The biggest
size
kind
of
of
large
tits.
boobs.
Yeah.
The
Large
biggest kind.
boobs. The biggest ones you can imagine. They have to get specialty bras. She has back problems.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. So then it's explaining, okay, they have to have sex. Representatives from all walks of life have been chosen to
Like
fuck
Noah's
their way
Ark.
through this crisis.
Okay.
Here's a quote. To save society, we must fuck society. It is the way, yes, the only way. Glorb, glorb, borg, dorg, glab, borg.
Is that alien language?
Girthyll also did not understand the last part, spoken in Glormalian Proto-Dongarian's native sex language, but the meaning was clear. He had to bang the earth until it came peace.
Is that coming from a speaker? Like the aliens are telling them what to do in this room?
Are they in the room?
Because who's saying that?
The alien.
Glormalian
So he's
Proto-Dongarians.
in the room being like,
I believe.
Yeah.
But they also, when they speak, they're speaking out loud, but also in your mind and in the furniture and the walls and the very air you breathe. It really reminds me of that SNL skit with Ryan Gosling and Kate McKinnon. Have you seen that one?
oh, when they go up, they get like taken up.
The little
Yeah.
gray aliens.
Yeah.
It's a good one. You got to watch it. Anyway, yeah, it kind of reminded me of that.
Okay.
It's very.
Okay. 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 Okay.
He suddenly felt unsure. He didn't even know this woman's name yet or where she was from. Yet here they were, about to be the heroes of generations to come. How do you think "come" is spelled right there?
C-U-M. Does he tell her to dump him out?
I don't believe so.
Wow.
Do they just fuck right there?
They're in a small circular room
And then they had,
with at least two doors.
then the alien tell, like I feel like they're like in a white room, doors open, like Star Trek shit. They
Star
walk
Trek
in. Oh, this big like glorb, and the humans know what that means. Apparently,
She's so supportive.
And
Remember in Choosing Theo or Ice Planet
Yeah.
Barbarians when it was like, oh, we understand the language now. Maybe
Oh
it's like
yeah,
that.
she got the little implant.
Yeah.
right,
I didn't-
right. That probably was in the pre-adventure. We're in the mid-adventure.
We're mid-adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The
But
setup
you
is,
feel it in you.
you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
You do feel it in you.
I'm gonna feel this for a long time.
I can't do accents, but you need to get
Oh.
ready.
Okay, I'm excited.
What do you think the accents are? One guy's from Alabama. Spoiler.
Okay,
Is she Australian?
I'm not going to do it.
is she British? Because she's Gavalina.
Ma'am, his Alabama drawl dripping the pseudo-pleasantry of the South. My name is Girthyll Weinerluge, and I'm an Alabama, Texas, and oil cattleman, and I guess I'm here to fuck you.
I assume he tips his hat at one point during
Or
that.
takes it off.
Oh yeah, takes it off, holds it like, ma'am, I'm here to fuck you.
There you go. You know what? Just with that, I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm not even going to keep trying because there's...
You're doing so good.
Oh my God,
are
thank
we
you.
at the point where we read?
The whole thing is the thing where we read.
Hell yeah.
I was late today because I was like, I got to redo the sex scene because it's the whole book.
Okay.
I mean, it's only a couple pages, and we're only 20 minutes in.
Yeah, we're good. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about other things. I highlighted...
She's like, the door's just opened.
I tried to highlight in different colors because it usually helps. Blue is Girthyll and his Alabama drawl. Pink is Gavalina, and then orange is Glorble X.
Oh, so he's there.
So is that different from the original Glorble?
Very astute. You definitely
Thank
read
you.
this already. Glorble X is also there. He is he is the United Fuck Nations alien representative.
So he's like a coach.
He's
Okay.
he's a coach. Yeah, he's coaching this.
Okay. He's like Secretary of Defense. All right.
Sexual defense.
Secretary.
Secretary.
I'm just gonna hand it over. I mean, like, are we ready?
So
Like,
this is the
Lay
book
it on me.
just them fucking in this room?
we are mid-adventure, and the whole crisis is in order to save Earth, we must fuck. So yeah, the whole book is.
The humans fucking. Do they ever fuck the aliens?
Do you think that Jace Hammercock wrote 13 pages of aliens and sex and did or did not include aliens
It's a white choose.
in the sex?
Well, I'm just like, we just. Yeah, I guess we're at the
I
point
guess
where
that's true.
Jace
They're
and
obviously
Gavalina
not
fuck.
doing it right, which is why they're there. So they need intervention.
Vanessa gets it. Also,
She read this book,
you're
apparently.
back in the
I
whole I'm trying to do
didn't.
no icks. You're trying to like save your marriage or whatever you got going on over there.
She doesn't want to get in a fight
Yeah.
later.
Give up now.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Let's take it away. We're gonna read our scene.
I'm scared.
I already read the blue, but you just go for it.
Okay, great.
You just go right in.
Oh God, it's written in fucking Cockney. Okay,
Spoiler.
I assume that's she is Gavalina.
She is Gavalina.
I apologize.
Are you going to be
I don't.
offended
to
by the
all
accent?
British people,
That's why I handed it off.
especially one in the room? But okay. God. Okay, so Matthew McConaughey just came in, took his hat down, said, "My name is Girthyll Weinerluge, Alabama oil and cattle, of course,
And Texas.
And I guess I'm here to fuck you. Whatever.
I guess.
What kind of name is Girthyll? She asked, clearly not impressed, which was strange. Like, she's not impressed by my name? Oh my God. He was used to having an immediate effect on women. At 6'3" of dark tanned, sinewy.
Doesn't that mean muscly?
Yeah, but it's like I don't know.
Sinewy
got muscles, don't worry about
oil and cattle muscles. He cut an impressive figure.
You know those oil and cattle muscles? Those.
Right.
Yeah, everyone picture it. You know exactly what we're talking
Drilling,
about.
roping.
Okay. Or does he have the muscles of a cattle?
Oh, maybe.
Cow hooves again.
He has little cow hooves, the really strong shoulders, and then the thing that dangles down below.
Yep.
It's a proud family name, if you must ask. Dates back to revolutionary times, back when my country kicked yours out. That's out of Alabama.
Oh, my God.
His eyes darkened. Ay.
I like that. Yeah, his eyes darkened.
And she bristled. You could cut the tension in the room with a cock the size and... You could cut the... you could...
So confident.
No icks, right? No icks.
I'm here.
She's
You
here.
could cut the tension in the room with a cock the size and shape of a knife. Of course. Just then, as if sensing the tension in the room, which clearly threatened to undermine, if not destroy, this mission of peace.
Oh, no.
Their alien UFN representative, Glorble X,
Glorble.
Glorble X, suddenly appeared in front of them. I'm going to picture Elon Musk for Glorble X.
I approve it, but I hate it. Oh, no. Oh, God.
It's Emily's other boyfriend.
Please, humans, I implore you, let down your guards. Your distrust of those you don't know threatens the very existence of your species. The words filled the room and the insides of their heads at the same time, in equal measure. It was as if Glorble X was speaking from his alien sex mouth.
Like his butt?
Which was plump and sumptuous.
Vanessa just said like his butt.
His sex mouth, but also every item in the room, including the very air they breathed.
Made out of pure light. All I see is that SNL skit. Okay, yeah.
Sounds smelly.
And this
Girthyll could feel his giant southern cock begin to tingle in his blue jeans, swelling against the tightening fabric as it stirred.
He's an authentic Alabama, Texas oil and cattle man.
Yeah. Gavalina noticed. She commented, "What's all that about?" "Well, my dear, that's my Alabama hot snake," he drawled, "and it's waking up hungry."
Vanessa, you into it?
Yeah.
Are you expecting to ink during this episode?
No.
Do you need your dye?
No.
Do you need to change
I'm
the
good.
diaper? Okay. His breath quickened noticeably and her eyes narrowed, focusing on the writhing fabric. Her lips parted slightly, moisture glistening. He was also getting hungry. Oh, she was also getting hungry. Hungry for cock.
Oh, I was confused. I didn't know if she wanted
She was like,
she needs a snack,
snack.
because she's about to have a hell of
She's
an
protein.
exercise.
Yeah.
She'll get some protein.
Glorble X nodded approvingly. "Yes, cock. Hungry for cock. Everyone is hungry for cock." Just then, Glorble X began to hum. Low and steady, much like his earlier words, it filled the room. The air, them. She could suddenly feel it in her clitoris, gently buzzing along her thighs, her neck, as if it was like a light electric charge caressing her body.
Right. Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah. Listen, the amount of alien smut we've done. That's how it happens.
Girthyll could feel it too. It was almost painful in his huge and restricted balls. The fabric tightened further, impossibly tight, impossibly right. His massive and manly and so fucking stupid.
You're allowed to laugh out loud. You're just
Yes.
not allowed to speak. Just for the
Yes,
record.
you are allowed to. His massive and manly and super hot to women balls
Did it get him waxed?
continued their struggle, desperate to be free. Glorble X. It is now time to start the. I assume this is. Am I supposed to be in quotations?
Yeah, don't worry too much about quotations.
Glorble X dash. It is now time to begin the healing procedure. As he spoke, he removed what appeared to be a golden and bluish-hued scarf from around his neck. As he did so, it appeared to disappear into his robes, as if absorbed. It looked like magic, and the reveal was spectacular. Glorble X had the longest, most sinewy
Sure.
and gorgeous neck and throat she'd ever seen. On each side were two perfectly formed purple and glistening neck vaginas.
Neck vaginas. Vanessa?
Neck vaginas.
Remember when you asked, do we know what the aliens look like? Remember when you asked, do we know what the aliens look like? Do we describe them physically?
They started with the scarf, but now they have two perfectly glistening neck vaginas. Like gills.
Like gills,
Like
yeah.
gills. Okay.
Who's fucking those?
We'll find out. I think everyone does. Okay. They parted slightly with what looked like glittered honey dripping slightly.
I'm going to let you know right now, if you're still on your no icks thing, you really need to steel yourself because you're already getting upset about like glistening honey and you got a long way to go.
Yeah, we're only on page 4. Girthyll could no longer contain himself. The pain of the impossibly tight jeans too much. He deftly unbuckled his belt buckle with one hand and whipped his belt at Gavalina's chest.
Buckle, 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 belt, belt, belt.
Catching only the bow of her bodice, ripping it open. It's a bodice ripper.
It's a bodice ripper.
So did he rip?
He whipped his belt off and
and it
took her blouse off.
Yeah, like it ripped up in her bra.
What
Right.
movie does that remind me of?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
I
No,
don't
there was
know.
a movie where he like whips her and her clothes come off.
Oh, were you watching porn?
She gasped. Her massive porcelain breast dumped out.
Dumped
out.
Her nipples like pink diamonds.
Not Tic Tacs.
Not Tic Tacs.
She
Yeah.
gasped again. His cock shot upward with force as if it was freed from the falling pants. Whipped it out. It struck his six-pack with a loud thud. Erect as any cock ever. She'd never heard a cock make an actual sound before. She gasped.
She's gasping.
Full of air from multiple gaspings. Gavalina exhaled loudly. Her massive and pendulous
Swinging around. Like a pendulum.
They're heavy.
boobs heaved sexually like a bag of pomegranates swaying softly.
So they're lumpy.
It's romantic.
Glorble X spoke in their minds, in the air, in their very sexual pleasure organs, to facilitate. To facilitate true sexual peace, we must initiate the rite of celestial Glorbosis. His neck pussies.
Did you just almost throw up?
I think I'm past icks and I'm just in like my tummy
Sick.
hurts.
It'll come back around and you might throw out this episode.
His neck pussies appeared to sigh audibly.
Pussies.
The gills, yeah. At once, they both knew without knowing, almost as if a feeling or impulse had been implanted in their very instincts, exactly what he meant and what to do. Almost in unison, they approached the now nude alien.
You're doing great. You're doing so good.
Do they
I'm
talk
really proud
about
of you.
his wiener?
Where his penis should have been, Gavalina was impressed to see not one, not two alien cocks, but what she could only describe as an impossibly impressive array of giant circumcised and uncircumcised purple cocks. They all pulsated and swayed to his gentle movements, their udders.
It reminds me of those like charging stations where they have like all the different ones that you can use.
Yeah, like what
You want circumcised, you want uncircumcised.
Do you remember the
hood,
Medusa?
no hood?
The Medusa head somebody sent in the group chat that was just dicks.
Oh yeah.
It's the Dick Medusa head down
That's
there.
what I pictured, but
Any
creative license.
one of them would have been enough to make him very popular on Earth. But altogether, he was a Swiss Army knife of sexual pleasure. The German kind, of course. That is a reference for the overlap
Regulation
of our
listeners.
audience of regulation podcast listeners that this is from that.
You're welcome.
Just clear that up.
With tepid fingers and fascinated minds, the two humans both began to gently trace the lips. What?
Which lips?
The neck pussies.
Oh.
So now they're touching him.
They're fingering. They're finger blasting the neck
But
pussies.
I don't understand. The alien doesn't need sex. They need sex.
Maybe it's the pleasure that he feels.
He is the United Fuck Nations alien representative. He's
The
there
coach,
to facilitate.
yeah.
He's the coach. He's the secretary of sex or whatever the fuck you said. He's got a lot of holes and things, and he's
So
here to
who's
help
fingering the neck holes?
everyone.
Everyone, they both are slowly.
Gavalina and
Girthyll.
Girthyl.
Yep.
That is the way. Slower, yes. Slow at first. It's not a race. Now gentle, now faster. The honey glitter began to drip in a gentle stream out of his pussies and down his neck and chest. It made him glisten even more. Girthyll was suddenly aware of the faint aroma of azaleas, just like the ones in his childhood backyard. To Gavalina...
Don't y'all have azaleas in your backyard?
Oh, fuck.
No, I'm not from
Thank
Alabama.
God. Thank
that was
God.
a childhood memory for someone from
okay.
Alabama that they put into this.
Okay. I'm sorry.
To Gavalina, it smelled vaguely like a Cornish pasty from one from some childhood memory she could not quite unlock. It was invigorating, delicious. Glorble X continued. Now insert, yes, gently, gentle. This is about my pleasure, not yours. So they have to fuck the aliens'
To
pleasure.
learn.
Gavalina knew exactly what he meant. She's been around. Girthyll could feel his mighty and massive cock beginning to buzz along the shaft. He felt like if he focused on it, he could come from this alone. He took a meaty, manly, calloused from, I'm doing italics, the italics that are in here, calloused from the hard cattle and oil-worked hand, a hand that could also be tender to women, and jerked his dick one time forcefully, shooting the largest, whitest globule of pre-cum he'd ever seen. Into the air at an erotic arc.
I just imagine like a loogie, though.
It just was like, that was only the pre-cum too.
Yeah.
It gets so much worse.
Into the Glorble X's mouth opened quickly, and a foot-long tongue shot out, catching the cum mid-air.
Like a frog.
Yeah. He then licked his sumptuous lips. The two humans watched in awe. Was there nothing he could not do sexually? The alien spoke with a full mouth. It looked as if he were trying to tie the cum into a knot like a cherry stem.
Oh my God.
This is for sharing. They understood. The three entered into what could only be described as a deep, cum-filled soul kiss.
A triple kiss with the cum?
Yeah, it's for sharing. Girthyll didn't know whose tongue was whose or where his teeth ended and theirs began.
Whose tooth is that?
It didn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't need my teeth. I need yours.
Their hands both began to quicken their neck pussy fuck.
This is your husband.
Yeah.
That's my man. That's my man.
That's your man?
That's my man. Glorble X moaned loudly. Yes, faster now. That is right. Faster the way. Facilitate peace. Facilitate faster. Gavalina had dipped a second finger in as hers were so dainty. She found herself imagining how many of her hands it would take to grip Girthyll's massive cock properly.
How many do you think it'll take, Vanessa?
4?
Oh my God, we are on it today.
Ooh, we are all linked up. I think Girthyll is, or I think that Glorble X is speaking through all of us. Girthyll's massive cock properly. It was a shame she only had the 2. It was definitely a 4-hander.
A 4-hander.
I did not read this, I swear.
Moments bled into each other. The only constant was the motion and rhythm of the continuous neck pussy fucking, as it gave the effect of a typewriter slamming from side to side, but with erotic pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah, an erotic typewriter.
Like a lubed up typewriter.
It's interesting. It's 13 pages, which, as we all know, is Taylor Swift's favorite number. The typewriter, Tortured Poets Department, and the typewriter. I mean, like,
full circle.
Come on,
so
guys.
many Easter eggs. Glorble's humming and moaning began to build louder and more melodic. Yes, hook your finger. Yes, rub the top, the rigid part harder. Glorble X winced. Not too hard, Girthyll. Less facilitation. Girthyll was putting his everything into finger blasting the alien neck pussy.
And the alien had to say, "You're overdoing it.
Like, that's too much with those cattle oil hands. Like,
Calm
The
down.
callus.
Your, however you say that word, muscles are
Sinew.
a lot."
he's just boom, boom, boom. And he's like, okay, that they like a little bit pleasure. Mm-hmm. We're on page 9. Okay.
Oh, we're about to bust.
This could get no better, he thought. And suddenly it did.
Oh my God.
With her free hand, Gavalina was probing his midsection, tracing his hard abs, caressing his dick shelf.
Dick shelf.
Is that the top or the bottom?
It's the dick shelf.
It's the shelf. Well, I'm hoping to get some clarification on a lot of things.
I'm hoping we get no insight on a lot of things.
Tracing his hard abs, caressing his dick shelf, then with more force than he knew her tiny hands could accommodate, she began vigorously stroking his long forehand cock, not forgetting to occasionally cup and nurse the balls. Gavalina knows what she's
Don't
doing.
forget.
Her boobs began to leak slightly.
I'm out.
This had never happened before. Sexy sex milk.
She's so horned up, she's lactating.
It sent shivers through her. Glorble X felt her thoughts. This happens sometimes with me, he assured her. Suddenly, Glorble X had an extra hand from where Girthyll couldn't guess and didn't care. He doesn't even fucking care.
Details.
So it just came out.
Yeah.
Sure. He doesn't care. He's getting his dick shelf stroked.
He's got a four-hander.
Forehand alert.
Glorble X has the breasts under control. He's, you know what? There's a lot of stuff on here that's not fucking highlighted.
Yeah, I really tried to not do everything, and yet somehow it still feels like everything.
So there's still a lot of stuff.
I want to clarify that at the end of the scene, there's more to the book that I did not include, so don't keep reading when it's done.
Okay.
Okay.
He slid his human hand down to her wetness. With his left hand still in Glorble X's neck pussy, he began finger blasting her Cockney cunt as well.
Yep.
Oi, I'm coming, I am. She whispered over and over. Oh, I guess she whispered, Oi, coming, I am. She whispered over and over. Her hand began to grip increasingly hard on Girthyll's cock, like she was trying to strangle it. It hurt in the best possible way. Before he knew it, he was coming and coming. Glorble X began to emit a high-pitched and erotic tone.
What do you think it sounds like? Oh, yeah, definitely erotic for sure. Yeah.
Different than before.
Oh, okay.
Different than any previous noise. Different than anything they'd ever felt. His neck pussies gripped their inserted fingers tightly, seeming to form and pulsate around them. And they understood that he too was coming. As long as he was, they continued. Girthyll could feel his orgasm, but it was also blended with Glorble X and Gavalina's as well.
Sexual healing.
So it's everybody's feeling everybody.
Everyone is just coming and pulsating and clenching at the same time.
For sure, yeah. It's very romantic.
Yes.
No one had ever experienced this. He understood. She understood. That was what being created between the three of them was not just an orgasm. It was a pleasure wave of celestial wave. And it was emanating out from them, washing over the room, seeping under the door, ever expanding impulses. They were creating peace, like an atom bomb of cum and ecstasy. They could feel it washing over all life around them. This was the healing the earth needed.
So they nuked the earth with cum.
So
Yes.
all that they needed was them to make this happen. It's not that everybody had to participate.
No,
They
they
needed
have randomly selected like people. You're here to fuck.
with the
We
alien.
just pick you.
Right.
Yeah.
But is this only something that happens once, or Does it need to happen multiple times?
We only have 13 pages.
true.
Let's find out together.
That's true.
It probably doesn't happen without the aliens, though, obviously.
Of course, that's
Yeah.
what's needed.
Yeah.
A gentle cum blanket. This was the work, and they could feel it working.
Do you have any icks yet? You good?
I'm just feeling a lot.
You're processing. Got a
pro-
lot of feelings
yeah.
going
You're
on.
feeling the cum blanket?
Yeah.
I'm feeling the cum blanket. I'm feeling it wash over me.
You inking? Yeah. You good?
No.
Weird. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was vaguely aware that they were now fucking again. Kissing, sucking, grabbing, clawing, moaning and growing. He heard Gavalina's voice from far away. Pummel my fanny, she almost begged. Girthyll complied and gently rammed the massive and cum-glistening head of his cock into her asshole.
Vanessa.
It made a wet popping sound. Blimey! She screamed. And then he understood the mistake, remembering from old television shows that...
Like Dallas?
Like Dallas.
Yeah. That fanny means something different in her language.
Her language. Yeah.
As he went to pull out and apologize, she stopped him with her hand. Well, you're already there, she said. Might as well have a look around. He thrust into her deeply.
A look around.
Just take a gander.
Is this a colonoscopy?
Yeah. She's like, do I have any polyps? You know?
Sick.
He thrust into her deeply. They both could feel Glorble X's approval. Suddenly, one of Glorble X's longer and more dexterous alien cocks was upon her. In her mind, she heard, circumcised or none? No, and she goes, none, please.
It's
Glorble
like
X complied.
dairy or non-dairy?
Oh, I guess that was him asking.
Yeah.
Circumcised or none? None, please. Glorble X complied. Gavalina thought she'd had an amazing orgasm just minutes ago, but the feeling of being so completely engorged on human and alien cock in tandem pushed her to realize that she'd never really come before this moment. No one had. This was like the immaculate orgasm, the first, the one to base all comes from here on out.
So biblical.
This is the standard. This is the
Yeah.
regulation cum, or it's not. I'm not really sure.
something to live up to.
As she came, Girthyl's elongated and super huge massive cock began to pulsate and throb, impossibly stretching her anal walls even further. God.
You guys are gonna have a fight tonight.
Or something else.
Reflexively, Gavalina and Glorble X both grabbed and tugged on his giant apple sack, his cosmic crisp.
Yeah, they're
Wait.
pomegranates.
They both grabbed his sack?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a huge cosmic crisp sack of apples.
Cosmic crisp, This
This was too much for Girthyll, who immediately shot the largest, thickest load of cum in his life. His balls blasting and convulsing like two swallowing Adam's apples. What? Suddenly, the whole world was goo. The ropes of Girthyl's ecstasy continued to shoot and shoot and shoot. Simultaneously, Glorble X's neck pussies ejected the human fingers with orgasmic force and thick.
Like it blasted the fingers out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did stuff come out?
It's like a dam.
Cornish pasty and azalea smelling honey jizz shot out.
Glittery.
Like a golden fire hydrant of cum, reaching both walls and running down like so much tree sap.
I'm just thinking like The Shining, like the elevator
Yeah.
scene.
But it's
Cum.
honeycomb, which was all too much for Gavalina, who came so hard and suddenly from the force and spectacle of it all. She passed out, collapsing in a puddle of love and sex juice on the floor.
She's gonna drown.
Don't read
Is
more.
that it?
That's most of it.
And then there's the final
Don't.
page. Well, there's 2 pages left.
I thought about it and I wanted to leave a little surprise for the listeners that feel inspired by this and want to know how it ends, because there are 2 reveals, and there's some stuff that happens at the end that I think I want to save so people can read it for themselves and see what happens and learn about it.
Well, I'm ill. And like,
I thought you said no icks.
I don't know. I think
Do you
I
not
don't.
support your husband's creative career here? Like, this is the first of many novels that they're going to write together.
This is such a difference in women writing for women and men writing for women or men or anybody, because they focus on so many different things in our books versus this. We're like, and then she came, it was cool, whatever. But then there's so much fucking cum from his big fucking cock.
Sure.
That's so big. And it's like really, really, really big and super impressive. And like, she loves it. That's why she comes so much. But like, his cock is so huge.
Let's go to the expert. Vanessa, what are your thoughts?
The expert
On wide shoes.
Come on.
I guess it would be a wide shoes because it's just so many different
holes.
holes and vaginas.
There are 3
and stuff.
beings. That's
Yeah.
why I choose.
Are we ready to get some insight from Jace Hammercock?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Yeah, we have Jace Hammercock, who is actually
That's a pen name for my name is Geoff Ramsey and this is Gavin Free. Hello. We're writing
Hi.
partners.
Welcome.
Partners.
this
and
is your first writing experience.
This is our first project we've done together
Okay.
in the smut realm, and first and foremost, I'd like to say that this was written as a love story to you,
Oh.
in homage to you.
Am I? Thank you.
Are you?
Thank you.
Is she Gavalina?
Yeah. Who am I in this?
Well, I didn't say that you're necessarily in it. It's more of an expression of my love
Okay.
to you. There's a lot of themes in it. I mean,
Emily.
it's a multi-layered story that we've constructed. I think you guys picked up on a lot of different layers.
Yeah, like a big cum nuke.
Yeah.
It goes very deep. You can. It's
Yeah,
one of those things.
deep.
It's like a David Lynch movie. You get every time you read it, you'll get something different.
Wow,
Okay.
Emily, I'm really sorry that he wrote this at you. That's a lot to process.
Written at me. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did y'all draw your other than from me? But there had to be some other inspiration
Yeah.
for you guys.
Why aliens?
Yeah, what made you go sci-fi, aliens, sexual healing?
I think it started with the Poimals.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
it
What
even
is a
in the
Poimal?
book?
Did that get cut?
Oh,
I think we might have cut the Poimals
God,
out.
I was like, what the fuck is a poimal? I never found out.
I think it got cut somehow.
In my head, we had a whole paragraph about the undulating Poimals.
You
I don't
might
remember-
have. I read this like with one eye closed, going like, I really don't like any part.
I think they were meant to be like,
Back nipples.
yeah, on the back, and they would like vibrate.
Yeah.
I think maybe we forgot.
I think we might have missed that. Like we did some rearranging. Maybe that got cut, but it'll probably they exist in the universe. They just
Yeah,
weren't
so-
highlighted in this book.
We'll see it in the sequel.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Are there plans to write another book?
There have to be.
I mean, I think it just depends on audience reception, like anything, you know. Is if there's a market for it. I will say, I thought it was very sweet of you to kind of dance around it, but we left it off on what we like to call a cliffbanger. So there's an answer to a question that we present at the end that I think if I were an audience member and I were reading it, I would desperately want to know the answer.
I feel like it feels like a post-credit scene.
Yeah, it does a little
It
bit.
definitely does.
Yeah.
I know you two have read it, so chime in if you want. But
I haven't read it.
Okay, yeah. And I will say, I had a question for you that I remember. I was telling you guys about this last night. I remember like months ago, we were at Emily and Jeff's house and we were recording an episode. And Geoff, I think we were talking about this. You were in the process of writing it. And I asked if my husband, Eric, was in it. And then I think that you had said like, oh yeah, we got to include him or something. And was that the reason that Eric was included? Spoiler, Eric is included in a way.
Now, I can see how you would. All right.
All right,
We
yeah, talk
definitely
me
need to
through
clear
this
this up.
process and tell me why you've
We
done
definitely,
this.
we
I
definitely.
assume that the Eric part is what is
Being left out.
The
It's one of
cliffhanger.
the two things that occur in the final. I can't even talk about it. What? Why?
First off, I also remember that moment, but I think that the confusion is we're dealing with an alien language, and you're referring to what you probably read as the Bedouin, but
Dorian.
it's actually pronounced Bowdowrian, which is as close as we can get with our
course.
human tongues.
Of course, yes.
Spelled very similarly, but
very similarly.
entirely different, and I don't think that there's any similarities between the character and your husband.
Yeah,
I
we were surprised
fucking
as
hope
anyone.
not.
Yeah.
I hope not. Sometimes, yeah, you don't even realize where your pen is taking you, I'm sure. Two things that I deeply appreciate about it. One, you spelled it correctly, although it's not from his last name, and two, that the character is he, him pronouns. So me sharing his last name didn't feel that I was written in anywhere. So I do appreciate that.
Once again, Bowdowry and
As I said, yeah, forgive me.
completely different.
I had a question.
Regrettable, we agree, regrettable, but it is what it is. We don't get the pick,
You take from life.
Their names are their names.
I was told I was not allowed to tell Eric about any of this, which was actually kind of a huge bummer because that's one of my favorite parts of reading books for the show is that I get to talk to him and we enjoy it together. And I didn't tell him anything, and don't worry, he doesn't listen to the show because he won't know that he is not featured in it. Not at all in it. Yeah.
It's the Bowdowrian.
Is Eric going to read the book?
Who can say?
I don't think so.
Who can say? I had a question.
Yeah, please.
The Cockney accent, there was a lot of like mean stuff about, this accent is like bad and like, oh wow, it's a huge turn off. Why do you hate your accent?
Oh.
I feel like it was amazing how they performed every voice in almost the most identical way, like even down to the alien.
Yeah.
I think Emily should do the audio book.
Yeah.
I feel like he might have been teaching you Cockney this whole time.
No. I learned my Cockney from My Fair Lady.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect. No. I've been practicing for a while.
Good.
He not realizing it, but I did learn I assumed that the Glorble X voice was inspired by Eric the actor from Howard Stern. Because that's where I felt that was about right. So for any of our Howard Stern listeners, you can Eric the actor is where I got my inspiration.
You're dead
from.
on. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
You're too
You know me
so
well.
in tune.
So what are you said you don't really know, but what are your plans for this book? What are your wishes and wants? And it's on Kindle Unlimited. It's available for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we actually wanted to put it out for free, but Kindle Unlimited makes you charge for it, so that was the cheapest thing we could do.
Right.
We just want to share it with the world. You know, you birth something into life that you're proud of and that you feel has value, and you just want people to hopefully find it and extract that value for themselves, find something in it, maybe brighten a day here and there, possibly.
Right.
And who knows if there's a groundswell of support, if it becomes the next Ice Planet Barbarians, we would certainly be amenable to continuing the story. We left a lot of hooks in. Like I said, there's a cliffhanger in it.
We know how to tease you.
The world is a lot larger. We call it the Poimalverse.
Right, which we sort of did learn about, but not in the book. So I'm excited to see the sequel for that.
Yeah.
Excited to hear the origin story of the Poimals and the Poimalverse. So I assume that for people to find it, they need to look up Jace Hammercock.
Jace Hammercock is the author.
So where did the name come from?
Well, Celestial.
Jace Hammercock.
Oh, right, yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know. We found it as a note. This was written in 2 sessions.
Yeah.
In public, which made it quite difficult.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I was getting pretty embarrassed in a Starbucks at one point.
Yeah, I was going to ask, Jeff, you sound really proud. Are you fully proud, or are you a little
Yeah, Gavin, how do you feel about this?
How are you feeling?
Like hearing it.
I feel like while I was writing it,
He is distancing himself from this. He's like, I've actually never even read it. I don't even know. Poimals, is that being pronounced right?
When I was writing it, so much of that is you.
I'm not denying I threw in some weird stuff.
The throat stuff swallow?
Yeah.
You were responsible for the... Oh, God.
Okay.
See, I was curious about who's responsible for what.
Well, the thing is that Jeff would just start writing and laughing for about 2 minutes straight, and then he would catch me up on what happened. And I would have to sometimes stop him because he would just be laughing and typing for like 5 minutes, and we'd have to reset and be like, what's the geography? Like, who is in who? What's where?
Right.
Because I was starting to get lost.
Get the diagrams out,
But we tried to keep it grounded in reality until the end.
What?
Yeah.
I think all of this is scientifically could happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you did a very good job of... really, we've done Conquered by Clippy, we've done Kissing the Coronavirus. This feels so in line with those.
Right.
Like this type of smut where it's like the doors and the Clippy and the aliens and yep.
The haunted dildo.
There's a
The
market.
reality of what we were trying to create for y'all, because this was written for you guys.
Yes,
we
thank you
have-
so much.
For your podcast.
Thank you so much for giving this
Gift.
blessing to us. This
No, no,
world-saving.
Gentle blanket of
Come.
peace.
Yes.
Is we wanted to sandwich the story of an entire epic space sex novel into a bite-sized chunk that you guys could, play with and ingest
Feast
here.
on.
Yeah.
Feast on.
Ooh, yeah.
And so that's why we tried to put a little bit of world building around the edges just to give you a little bit of flavor for the meat of what we did. That's why it was just sex. We wanted to get to the point, give you what the people are here for.
Right.
And
No
then it's
foreplay.
not really the whole book. If we were to approach it as a novel, we would
It was
make
mid-adventure.
a much larger story.
Of course,
That's why
mid-adventure.
Mid-adventure,
Yeah.
right.
we're just giving a little taste.
So who came up with what parts?
Any standouts? Anything come to mind where you're
Like,
like,
so
oh yeah,
the-
I did this.
Like,
and-
who came up with neck vaginas?
Gavin.
Oh, that might have been me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the neck vaginas are Gavin.
Okay, and then the Medusa head of dicks.
Gavin. No.
Well, no, I think I wanted the option of an uncircumcised
right.
because,
Yeah.
European.
Representation.
Yeah.
Representation matters. Yeah. Okay.
Did you guys get excited while writing it?
Did it move?
Did you get horned up?
Did
Not
you get
even-
fired up
not
after
even
your
a
sessions?
Not even
and
the
head
tiniest
home?
bit. I got hearted up.
What?
What?
I feel like it strengthened our friendship.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I felt closer
You
to
got
Gavin
bonded.
in the process. Yeah, we bonded.
You nodded.
Sometimes I would just throw out a word or like a new thing, and
Yeah.
Geoff would just blend it in seamlessly.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was when Geoff would just stack adjectives and like lots of descriptors, and then just put boobs after it.
It felt like that reading. Yeah, I think that's where I would get mixed up.
You were trying
I
so hard.
was working really hard to try to keep it straight while also just reading a lot of different words.
Did you talk to anybody else while you were writing the process? Like, Geoff, you couldn't really come home and tell Emily, like, check out what we wrote today. Like,
Did you consult Meg on any of this?
No,
Because
God,
I know
no.
she's working on her own book.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Well, I-
excited to hear about.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin her flow.
Right.
right, because this would be,
Or unduly
It might
influenced.
bleed in unintentionally.
you suddenly, neck
Subconscious.
vaginas would find their way into her work. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
Right.
I forgot what did I mean with the Adam's apples?
You were saying like when he jizzed, his balls looked like Adam's apples when you swallow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did that come across like the balls would have been like
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
I think I was with this show, I absorb it better when I'm listening back versus reading it. That I'm excited to see this again. I'm looking through the book to see what spots I had some
That really threw you.
questions on. Now, where did the pink diamonds come from? Like where?
The nipples?
Yeah.
Well, the nipples were super hard because she was horned up.
Right.
And diamonds are like the hardest thing.
Yeah.
they could cut glass.
And they can cut glass,
True.
and they're like valuable
Right.
and sought after, and so it seemed like a compliment.
Now, Glorble earlier, a page before that.
Glorble X, please.
Glorble
Entire
X.
name.
Full name. Full name.
Earlier, Glorble X nodded and said, yes, cock, hungry for cock. Everyone is hungry for cock. Does Girthyll ever interact with the cocks?
Or just his own.
I thought he grabbed one of the cocks at
I
one
don't
point.
think Girthyll ever touches his cock.
No?
Okay.
Well, he
Okay.
was
Does-
finger blasting up here.
And
Yeah.
and they do the soul kiss.
And then
Okay.
he was also finger blasting Gavalina.
Yeah.
Gavalina.
Yeah.
And then he really just butt banged her. I think that's all he really did with his wiener.
Classic Alabama mix-up.
Alabama hot snake. That's what they call that. Okay, so and then the Alabama, Texas oil and cattle man. Is that how you envision yourself?
Oh, I'm not. We're not in this book.
Oh, you're not in this book.
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
Of course not.
Neither
No, I'm
is
just-
the.
I-
Of course not.
yeah.
As you, I think, know, I consider myself a fan of Clutch My Pearls. Listen to a lot of, all the podcasts, really. And it's just things that I've picked up over time, and also just being married to you and watching the things that you're into. And
Oh,
the
I
things
know that,
you're
like,
into.
The things
know.
I'm into.
Oh,
I know how you feel about Dallas.
Apparently.
Apparently.
And, and I was just thinking a lot of the books have a strong masculine type, and then we're in Texas, so I figured it would be good to kind of set it locally. It's what we know
Representation.
here, you know.
I
Yeah.
appreciated that there was some tension between Gavalina and Girthyll enemies to lovers. It's the American Revolution. You know, you had that written in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he say something before, like we kicked your ass or something?
Yeah.
Generational name before is what he said.
It's really social commentary. We're worried about the way the world is going, and if we don't find a way to de-escalate, the future could be dark indeed. And so I think this is a
PSA.
This is almost like a PSA, if you will.
I
Complex
appreciate
allegories and lots of possibilities for like future facilitation.
Facilitation. Yes.
Facilitation.
Indeed.
Now, I know that, you know, a little bit of it didn't come up in the book, but you did speak about it into this, that the Poimals are on breasts on their back. On
Back nipples.
Back nipples.
Sort of like nipple eggs.
Like a bank. Of,
Nipple eggs? What?
I'm so mad that we forgot to put them in the story. They're in the title.
I can't believe that.
I also love that
we wrote them. I don't know what happened.
Maybe it is missing a page.
To that point. Maybe this is supposed to be 14 pages.
I don't know. We had to cut so much. It was getting long.
Okay.
That's probably how the Poimals. But that's good because you know that the Poimals are out there. It's called the Poimal verse.
They're coming.
But we haven't directly addressed the Poimal.
So it leaves
it's a little
the
bit
reader
of an
wanting more.
if you will.
I think it's very intriguing that the Poimals evaded the authors.
Yes.
Which could mean anything could happen in the future.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is a slippery universe.
Yeah.
It's hard to nail down.
Well, not
A lot
for
of
long.
cum.
Was there a name? Was there a name of the planet that they're from?
Well, they're Glorbulians.
And Dongarian.
Well, that's Glormalium Proto-Dongarian.
Right.
They're I don't know. I don't know.
That's okay.
Sequel. How much
know where they're
research did you do into smut beyond listening to every single episode of our podcast?
Number one sport.
Well, there actually is a reference to another smut podcast in this. When I referred to the breast as a sack of pomegranates, that was actually a slight homage to My Dad Wrote a Porno, which was a show that I used to listen to back in the day. So I've done that research as well.
I was like, what podcast are you
I was
listening
wondering
to?
how that felt
All
familiar
three of us
with it.
went, are you cheating on us?
Yeah. Oh, what's her fucking name?
I think it's been over for a couple of years now.
Remember when I
but-
said it was a Scorpio moon? I knew it.
The tension, you could cut
I
it with a
saw
cock
it, yeah.
in here.
That's a 6 angry
Cock the
eyes on
size
you.
of a knife.
Those guys walk so you guys can run.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
We did get a shout out on their subreddit. And people being like,
Yeah.
hey, if you missed us, listen to us. So,
Check it out.
Hi.
I appreciated it. One thing I did really appreciate was everybody's finger blasting the necks,
Yeah.
right? And you've got Gavalina and you've got Girthyll finger blasting necks, and the alien says like, Girthyll, you're kind of doing it wrong, and has to coach him through it. But Gavalina, she knows what she's doing. She's a pro. She's familiar with this territory.
She's been there.
I thought that was insightful.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I wanted to point out the fact that, or we wanted to point out the fact, I think I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah.
But that guys are often well-meaning but clueless, you know? And so.
Too much enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Fumbling.
Fumbling. Yeah. I don't want to hide the fact.
Do you think you could sense the double Gemini energy in the story?
Are you kidding?
Yeah. In the story, all of that.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Okay, good.
Just like, oh yeah, throwing in weird things and yeah, very good with words, ruled by Mercury, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Lots of curiosity. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, all of it.
Ooh, I love it. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you guys want to talk about? Like anything that came up while we were reading that you wanted to add some clarity to? Or?
Yeah, we're still processing, but don't let that stop you from really taking a moment to talk as authors about this process.
Oh, I will process and discuss this with you later tonight as well when I go, wait,
my
what
God.
the fuck? What? So do I need to get like prosthetics or
Oh my
something?
God.
my God.
Like, do you want me to be the alien or do you want me to be Gavalina?
I don't. Gavin wrote the neck pussies.
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
Gavin wants
that
that.
wasn't me.
Oh,
I hear that
okay.
you've been writing for 5 minutes straight, and he just says like Poimals, and then now it's suddenly Gavin
He
wrote
goes,
the whole
what
thing.
if we did neck pussies? He's like, I love it. We're on fire.
Oh my
We're
God.
on
My
fire.
dream.
One person can hit the keys at one time.
That's true.
It's a very Ben Affleck and Matt Damon writing
Perfect.
process. And you guys are on your way to an Oscar.
I like the sound of that.
I know, right?
If you were just gonna, loosely give it a review, what do you think? Where do you think it would land?
My favorite review is those were words on a page.
Those are
Yeah.
words on a page.
I'm
Well-
a different person.
I would wholeheartedly give it another 5-star review because, again, having just done Kissing the Coronavirus,
Yeah.
this is so in line with that. It is written to make you laugh.
Yes.
There's a lot of sex, but it's not.
The names
very sexy.
were very similar to like Dr. Girthyll Chung.
Yeah, and all of the reviews that were 5-star were like, this is the craziest thing I've ever read. I loved it. I had so much fun. Exactly what I needed right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's what this book is, and we encourage you to go on Goodreads and Amazon and everywhere that this book is found and leave a review, because I think that this could be the next hot book. But these books do only deserve 5-star reviews because they are very straightforward. Of like, this is silly, this is smut. It's silly.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be like, oh my God, the depth to these characters, but.
Although, again, we're talking about world peace and all the,
That's
there's a lot of
true.
social
Nice
commentary. It was,
Nice message.
Where would you have put more time in the story if you were us? Just like if you had to expand on a moment.
I love a build-up.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe more banter between
Banter. She loves banter.
the two humans.
Girthyll and Gavalina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they don't like each other. Maybe a little. Maybe
She's like kind of like pissed that they're in this situation.
and she's like with some redneck.
I feel like there's a little bit of that in there that maybe didn't get read.
Oh, okay.
What didn't get highlighted.
Yeah,
I'll
there's
read it. I'll read it tonight.
Right.
But you're absolutely right. There could be more.
Vanessa wants more
and
already.
if we were to expand the story, we would get more heavily into that. Yeah.
I am really
the
hoping
whole
that you-
idea is that they're from polar opposites and they shouldn't connect,
Yeah.
and that they have preconceived notions about each other, and that's part of the whole problem.
It was mid-event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was definitely relayed.
I think that might go back to some of the, just there are only 13 pages that we could do. You can only put so much in it. But I mean, I still, 5 stars. It was something new for me. It was something different. I've learned a lot. I think that this is possibly going to become a bestseller at Kindle Unlimited. They're going to be like rated #1. Climb those charts, baby.
You just started circling around TikTok and they're all like, you would not believe what I just read. Something about like.
Like the lady that's in love with the praying mantis.
Yeah. It's that kind of shit.
People that fuck adore,
Yeah.
If anybody does read it and knows where we got the name Jace Hammercock, could they let us know?
Yeah, what was
Because
that? You said that you found a note in your phone about...
The note was something like the silhouette of Jace Hammercock's penis.
Is his cock, is it a hammer?
I think it was originally going to be someone in the story, and we forgot again.
Oh.
So
they're just like notes.
We just saw the note the other day and we were like, oh, let's just make that the author.
I love it.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Maybe that was supposed to be Girthyll's
I think
name.
he was gonna be maybe like a Zap Brannigan style character that was out
Is
of the
Zach Brannigan the
universe.
guy from Ghost Adventures?
No,
Wait.
the guy from Futurama.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Zach Baggins. What?
Zach Baggins? Definitely not like Zach Baggins.
Oh, God.
Well, I encourage everybody to go and download and read this. It is Celestial Glorbosis of Peace and Poimals by Jace Hammercock, available everywhere on Kindle Unlimited. Possibly, who knows? You might be on the shelves at Barnes and Noble eventually.
Find out how it ends.
Oh my God, we could put our cards in it.
Yeah. We are going to record a little supplemental to put on our Patreon. Patreon.com/ClutchMyPearlsPod. Find out about what this twist is with the, what is their name? I don't want to pronounce
The
it incorrectly.
Bedorians?
The Glorbulians?
No,
the Bowerdowerian.
Bowerdowerians.
Bowerdowerian.
Right.
Bowerdowerian.
Not Bedorians.
It's hard for a human to say. We're not getting it quite right.
Of course.
It's the most approximate sound.
Do the neck vaginas help you to pronounce it correctly?
I would assume so.
There's extra moisture.
Different
The
resonance.
honey moisture.
Different
The
resonance,
glittery discharge.
What do you think it would smell like for you?
Oh.
No, what is that? So the smell of the cum just reminds you of your fondest
It
childhood
reminded
memory?
the characters of Jeff's childhood and food from England.
Actually, that feels very fanfic Draco and Hermione because there's a... I'm going to stop now. But yeah, it smells like certain things to certain people. There you go.
So what would you smell?
Honeysuckle, if it was something from my childhood, you know?
What about you, Vanessa?
Tony's tortillas.
Tyler, why do you assume it's me?
What? The
The
azaleas
azaleas,
in
yeah.
Alabama and Texas, man?
First off, I didn't have azaleas in my backyard. They were in the front yard, so it couldn't have been me.
Fucking excuse
Please,
us.
we gotta please respect my privacy. Hello. What would it be for you?
Oh, it wouldn't. I wouldn't be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She wouldn't participate.
I wouldn't walk into the circular room, so you guys have fun.
She'd say no to
She's
the
the one
invite.
screaming and the other resisting. Well, if you want to hear about how this ends, you can go to patreon.com/clutchmypearlspod, and we have a little bonus content for you. You guys can hear more from our Jace Hammercock, Geoff Ramsey, and Gavin Free on Regulation Podcast everywhere in the world. If everyone else, I don't even know how to end this because
You're
I'm so
flustered.
flustered.
You're just, you don't know where
Are
to
you
go.
guys going to talk about this on your show?
That we did this with y'all?
Or no.
100%.
No, are you guys going to do anything with this book on your show?
Well, there's going to be some fallout.
Yeah.
We have to find out.
We're gonna
We're in trouble.
we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble.
We're going to see how
We're gonna do
this
some
plays out.
apologizing
Yeah.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think.
Interesting.
I'm sure there is something. I don't know. Anyways,
For our patrons?
patrons,
It might be safer for us if we just don't do anything with it going forward.
how about
That's a
you
great idea.
let us know in the comments if you want more, patreon.com/catchmypearlspod for all of y'all. See you Monday. For everyone else, I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.